Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai, Nityal Pavishram Vishnupara Shutar Shata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev ki jai, Nityal Pavishram Vishnupara Shutar Shata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Nityal Pavishram Vishnupara Shutar Shata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupa Nuvarya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadasa Raghunath Shrada Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Śrīvāsa Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gora Mandala Braja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Amuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki. The Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa ki jai. All the periodicals of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. The head editor of Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa and writer also Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Nityalila Pravishta Shishmar Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Shri. All the periodicals of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada's followers ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Go. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams everybody. Let's see, Amit Dandekar, Madhavendra Puri Prabhu, Gerald, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Krishna Maya Didi, Shubhananda Prabhu. And where's Śrīvāsa? Well, I have the file, so I guess we'll just start without him. He sent it to me last night. And I sent him a reminder. Anyhow, yeah, I'll just start without him then. And hopefully he comes soon. All right, so let's see what's in today's issue. It's a shame that he's not. Oh, wait. Yeah, 1 second. Let me just bring this up. All right. So this is, what issue is this? This is, okay, I don't know. First Caitra, Wednesday, 1334. Anyways, this is sometime after Navadvīp. Sorry, yeah, Navadvīp Parikrama Gaur Purnima. This is like a few days after, because this is a daily magazine, and we've gone through 1 week now. Yeah, or maybe this is the end of the week. Yeah. So, Kṛṣṇa Darśana. 1 second, just looking at the comments. Okay. Kṛṣṇa Darśana. The other day, a gentleman was having darshan of Shri Radha Govinda's Shri Vigraha. And so I'm just making sure my mic is plugged in. Okay. So a gentleman was having darshan of Shri Radha Govinda's Shri Vigraha, and suddenly began shouting like a madman, saying, "Alas, what have I seen? What have I seen?" He ended up falling at the feet of one Mahapurush sitting in a room a short distance from the temple, saying, "Oh, that was Radha Govinda face to face. After so long, I've seen them face to face. I will not forget it again, Lord." You stayed hidden for so long. Today my heart is overwhelmed and I will not be able to steady myself. He began confessing varieties of anguish in this manner. We could not keep a hold of him. He began throwing his arms and legs in all directions like a madman. And as we tried to restrain him, we kept getting hit somehow or other. The more we said, "Sir, please don't disturb this Mahapurusha's bhajan. Come to the temple and take darshan of the Śrī Vigraha. You're a very fortunate person." So the more we said that, then the more he said, "I will not see that face again. I will not be able to. It is directly that transcendental reality," etc., etc. Somehow, we managed to get him out of the room and into the open air. After some moments, he calmed down. I have seen him here after that several times, but I have not noticed him displaying that crazed mood, that intense anguish. We do not need to proffer our opinions about that incident, but one of our best well-wishers and friends has instructed us in accordance with Shastra to be careful of false displays of spiritual emotion. That I have published here for that benefit of everyone in general. Our most excellent friend said, "Look, gaining the darshan of Krishna is not a very common fortune. Our eyes are so covered by the delusions wrought by material forms that it is never possible for us to have darshan of Swayambhurup Bhagavan's transcendental form via them. Krishna performs his pastimes in infinite Vaikunthas and his Swangsha Vishnu forms, the Chaturvyuha and various avatars, and in infinite material universes in the form of his Vibhinangsha manifestations as the Jivas. The Swangsha Vishnus are Shakti Mat Tattva. They're possessors of potency. And the Vibhinangsha Jivas are Shakti Tattva. And Swangsha is like his own direct expansions, and Vibhinangsha is separated parts, right? Yeah. Separated expansions. So the Swangsha Vishnus are Shakti Mat Tattva, possessors of potency, and the Vibhinangsha Jivas are Shakti Tattva. These Vibhinangsha Jivas are of two types: eternally liberated and eternally embondaged. The eternally liberated Jivas understands their Achinta Bheda Bhed relationship with Krishna, and by the grace of Krishna, have never tasted the relationship with Maya. In Krishna's eternal abode, forever focused on the feet of Krishna, they behold Krishna's form for eternity and enjoy the pleasures of serving Krishna. They are Krishna's associates. On the other hand, the eternally embondaged souls have been forever averse to Krishna, deprived of Krishna's darshan for an eternity, tasting the joys and sorrows of heaven, hell, and whatnot in samsara. If at some point, by great fortune, while wandering up and down like this, the conditioned soul obtains shelter at the lotus feet of a bona fide guru, then and only then can he become free from the snare of Maya on the strength of sincere Guru Seva and Krishna Bhajan, and obtain the fortune of beholding Krishna's lotus feet. The darshan has 5 states. There's Shravan, Varan, Smaran, Bhavapan, or the state of Swarup Siddhi, and Sampatti Dasha, or the state of Vastu Siddhi. I wonder if I think there should be a hyphen like this for each one of these. I don't know, maybe. Even till the stage of Smaran, the wicked material mentality is still present. When that wicked mentality is completely gone, then the stage of Bhavapana Dasha appears. The more the soul as a seer is purified by hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes, and holy abode, the more he catches sight of the transcendental form of Krishna's pastimes. The way a medicinal salve applied to eyes gradually increases the quality of vision. In that state, with eyes of bhakti adorned with the salve of prem, the devotee beholds in his heart Shama Sundar Krishna, who is endowed with infinite qualities. But until he attains the state of Sampatti Dasha, wherein his gross and subtle bodies are destroyed, there is no continuity to his darshan of Krishna. Till now, we have not even reached the stage of Shravan Dasha. In other words, we have not even approached the lotus feet of a bona fide guru and heard Krishna Katha from his lotus mouth with total surrender, genuine inquiry, and service. Our auditory faculty and minds have remained attracted to topics of this world. In this kind of condition, it is not some kind of insanity for us to try to have the darshan that occurs in the stage. In this kind of condition, is it not some kind of insanity for us to try to have the darshan that occurs on the stage of Sarup Siddhi? Can darshan of Krishna ever occur in the eyes of one who is incessantly attracted to the external world? You want to get the fruit without climbing the tree. You are just trying to shake the fruit down. That's from Kalyana Kalpataru, Upadesh, Song 18, verse 4. You want to get the fruit without climbing the tree. You're just trying to shake the fruit down. Rather than adopting this, I think it's supposed to say rather than adopting this sort of logic, we need to be satisfied with the darshan we have at our current level of adhikar, at our current level of eligibility, and do bhajan. As our adhikar is gradually elevated, we will have better darshan. The Kṛṣṇa Darsana that is imagined by material seers is a deception of Maya, a material phenomenon. That kind of darshan is not the same as darshan at the Swarup Siddhi level. It is best to give up deceit and search for Krishna along the path instructed by Guru. Why? Because Moner Kata Gora Jane, Panki Kemone Dibe, Sharal Hole Gorar Shikha, Bhujia Loibe, Anerman Rakite, Anerman Rakite Gia, Apna Ke Dibe Panki, Moner Kata Jane Gora, Kemone Hridoy Daki. This is a great verse. I think this is from, if I remember correctly, Prem Vivarta. Does it give a reference? I think it's Prem Vivarta. Anyways. Gora knows what is on your minds. How will you cheat him? Will you become simple and understand Gora's teachings? If you are concerned with what other people think, you will cheat yourself. Gora knows what is on your minds. How will you cover your heart from him? We will gradually try to discuss the process of bhajan. Oh, Haribo Lokaram Prabhu and Devananda Prabhu, Champak Mataji, Shri Devi Didi, and Manjulali Didi. And Suman Sheila. I don't know where Śrīvāsa is. Let me just see what's up. No, he didn't see this message. Anyhow, I guess it'll just be me reading this whole time. Hopefully it comes soon. I won't be able to give notes or explain things though, because this is the first time I'm ever seeing any of this. Okay. Vastu-dharma and Manodharma. Often, people just end up spending their words in vain trying to instruct others. No one listens to that kind of ranting and raving. But if someone develops his conduct, we see that many have a desire to follow his example. Many individuals, rather than following an exemplary person, try to imitate him, thus displaying the destructive Tandav dance of the Apadharma. That's an activity permissible only in times of distress, referred to as spontaneous jealousy or hankering for another's achievements. Yes, there's a big difference between Anusaran and Anukaran. One is, Anusaran means to follow, but Anukaran means to imitate. And we should never try to imitate the pure devotees. This is just showing our spontaneous jealousy or hankering for another's achievements. Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das definitively designated the place of Sri Gaurahari's birth, knowing that this was of crucial interest to the servants of Sri Chaitanya. Srimad Bhakti Vinod Thakur Mahashaya followed in the footsteps of the Sri Mahajans and established the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya. Several individuals are attempting a twisted imitation of these two exalted personalities who practiced what they preached. Everything these imitators are doing is not bringing any good to the world. Far from it. They are only causing the seeds of offenses to these exalted personalities to sprout. It is necessary to follow proper conduct. There's no fruit to imitation. Though the inhabitants of Kulia town boast that they are traditional followers of Chaitanya, they have provided numerous opportunities to thoroughly showcase that they are in fact a group that is antagonizing Sri Chaitanya Dev. When Thakur Bhakti Vinod went from door to door in Kulia, asking the locals to show him the ancient location of Navadvīp, everyone said that Sriman Mahaprabhu's birthplace was on the other side of the Bhagirati. Author of Vaishnavachar Darpan, the dearly departed Navadvīp Chandra Goswami, also held this view and wrote about it. But Kali has such a wondrous stride that sometime after Śrīvāsa Angan shifted to the municipal town due to the tuberculosis spreading in Radhi colony, because he was the owner of this establishment, his unbiased perspective was hindered. After the late Hooghly attorney Radhi Babu, in his earlier book, had written accurately of ancient Navadvip's location, on the persuasion of one Goswami name-bearing individual who is opposed to pure bhakti and compelled by other apparent motives, Radhi Babu changed his position. When man is impelled by violence and envy and ready to ignore the truth, there's no unjust act he cannot execute. It is not as if the restless-minded cut only the branches they sit on. Their violence and animalistic behavior gets passed on to the next generation. When, compelled by selfishness, man loses his sense of direction, there is no crime he will not condone. Then he is ready to promote misconduct as proper behavior, and those like him applaud him. A campaign against truth can only be honored in a society that is fond of carelessness, not elsewhere. Wow. Yeah, and I guess that during this time, this is one of the most controversial issues, was where is Mahaprabhu's birthplace? And I think the one that's in Navadvīp, I remember hearing this, that one is also not so, like, that wasn't found such a long time ago. It's not like that's super ancient and people have been, going there for a long time. It's, yes, they're both, have been recently, one's like so-called discovered and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur discovered it. It wasn't like that long of a gap between, anyhow. But Śrīvāsa said that this is going to be a theme in every issue for a long time, about where is Mahaprabhu's birthplace actually. Because it's only those really in the line of Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada who accept Mahaprabhu's birthplace as being where it is, like in Mayapur. All the other, I think pretty much all the other lines of, like all the other paribars or whatever you say, they all say it's in Navadvīp, like here. Okay. Nṛsiṁha Deva. Bhagavan's potency, but on that topic, there is tons and tons and tons of evidence, and we're going to be going through that every day. I remember even reading in one of our Chaitanya Bhagavat readings, there was all this evidence of Mahaprabhu being on the other side of the Ganga. And so, yeah, we'll be learning a lot about that in this every week. Okay, Nṛsiṁha Deva. Bhagavan's potency is unlimited. Amidst his infinite potencies, three are predominant: Chit Shakti, Jiva Shakti, and Maya Shakti. Bhagavan situates himself in these three types of Shaktis and performs various pastimes. Situated in Chit Shakti, Bhagavan manifests pastimes that are Madhurya Mai, sweet, Aishwarya Mai, opulent, opulence, Audarya Mai, magnanimous, and Aishwarya Pradhan, Madhurya Mai, sweet, but opulence predominated. Situated in Maya Shakti, he manifests the three Purusha avatars and conducts the external, the Bahiranga energy. And when he is situated in Jiva Shakti, he manifests the various Lila avatars. All these Lila avatars are known as Angsha avatars. Śrī Nṛsiṁha Deva is one of these Lila avatars, or Shvangsha avatars. The Jivas are eternal companions to Bhagavan in his pastimes. Dasya, servitude to Bhagavan, is eternally present in their swarup. Some people actually dispute this. Can you believe it? In the conditioned state, this constitutional dasya is observed in a corrupted form. At that time, the conditioned soul, instead of recognizing himself as a servant of Bhagavan, wants to introduce himself as a karmi. Roaming the path of karma, the jiva ends up in numerous states of being. The indwelling witness of the jiva, Paramatma, then manifests numerous forms and performs pastimes in that way. When, despite taking birth in human form, the jiva is still forgetful of Bhagavan's eternal servitude and remains preoccupied with eating, sleeping, mating, and defending like an animal, and completely destroys his servitude to Bhagavan by revering sense gratification above all else, then Bhagavan manifests his Nṛsiṁha Murti and destroys the animalistic human to protect the path of bhakti. Nṛsiṁha Deva is the sole protector of the path of bhakti. The dacoits of lust, anger, etc. appear in the heart of the person traversing the path of bhakti and oppress him. Nṛsiṁha Deva then manifests his fearsome form and destroys all these dacoits. Of all these dacoits, the chief is Hiranyakashipu. When, in Satya Yuga, the personified obstruction to the path of bhakti, Hiranyakashipu, and Hiranya means gold, or wealth, and Kashipu means a fine bed. So when in Satya Yuga, the personified obstruction to the path of bhakti, Hiranyakashipu, tried to destroy Prahlad, then Bhagavan Nṛsiṁha Deva manifested his form, killing Hiranyakashipu and saving Prahlad. Like Nṛsiṁha Deva, his devotees are also capable of protecting the path of bhakti by his mercy. Devotees are like his representatives. They are also capable of protecting the path of bhakti by his mercy. In the age of Kali, when the whole world began to be overrun by the flood of Buddhism, Sri Vishnu Swami, who is the son of Deveshwar, the priest of the Pandya king, took shelter of Nṛsiṁha Deva and preached the doctrine of Shuddha Dvaita, thereby protecting the path of bhakti. At that time, he initiated 700 main sannyasis into the Nṛsiṁha mantra and preached bhakti. His spiritual descendant is Sridhar Swami, author of the Bhavartha Dipika commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. He too was a worshipper of Nṛsiṁha Deva. At the beginning of his commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, Sridhar Swami describes Nṛsiṁha Deva's form and nature as follows. Avagishayasya vadane lakshmiryasya chavakshasi yasyaste hridaye samved tang nrsimhamaham bhaje. In other words, Vag Devi Saraswati resides in his mouth. Lakshmi resides on his chest. And Samvit, knowledge, dwells in his heart. I worship that Nṛsiṁha Deva. Sriman Mahaprabhu gave Sridhar Swami the position of Jagat Guru, world teacher, because he was a devotee of Nṛsiṁha Deva and was single-handedly protecting bhakti. Śrī Nṛsiṁha Deva is the sole Śrī Nṛsiṁha Deva is the sole protector of devotees who preach pure devotion. By the grace of Śrī Nṛsiṁha Deva, the devotees are capable of conquering all groups that are antagonistic to bhakti. All of Śrī Nṛsiṁha Deva's worshippers are preachers. All of Nṛsiṁha Deva's worshippers are preachers. This is why devotees of Śrī Nṛsiṁha are very dear to Sriman Mahaprabhu. Bhagavan, Swayam Bhagavan, Sriman Mahaprabhu personally worshipped Śrī Nṛsiṁha and showed that it is important for every devotee to worship Nṛsiṁha. Now he is a Baisho Pahacho Pache Upar Dakine Ek Nṛsiṁha Murti Achen Utite Bhama Bhage Sai. On the southern side, behind and above the 22 steps, is a deity of Lord Nṛsiṁha Deva. It is on the left as one goes up the steps towards the temple. I think this is referring to Jagannath Mandir. Pratidin tare Prabhu kore namaskar, namaskari e shloka pore bar bar. Every day, the Lord offered obeisance to this deity and would recite the following verse again and again. Ito Nṛsiṁha parato Nṛsiṁha yato yato yamitato Nṛsiṁha Pahir Nṛsiṁha Hridaye Nṛsiṁha Nṛsiṁham Adim Sharanam Prapadye Nṛsiṁham Adim Sharanam Prapadye. Nṛsiṁha is here, Nṛsiṁha is there. Wherever I go, Nṛsiṁha is there. Nṛsiṁha is outside, Nṛsiṁha is in my heart. In this way, I have surrendered unto the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Mahaprabhu would recite that verse again and again as he would walk up the steps toward the temple of, I'm guessing, Jagannath Dev. Shubhananda Prabhu? It says he goes up 22 steps. So are there 22 steps to go in, like towards Jagannath Mandir? Do you know? I think he's muted.
No, Prabhu, I can't remember. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Anyways, I'm guessing this is referring to Jagannath Mandir. But yeah, because every day Mahaprabhu would go to see Jagannath. So. All right, so there is an ancient history about Śrī Nṛsiṁha Deva protecting the devotees. One devotee Brahmin from South India was traveling to the holy places when he met a prince. Their friendship grew, and the prince was also very religious. He was a worshipper of Shiva, and every night he would worship Shiva 4 times per night. One day, suddenly, the prince had a fever. He was not able to do his Shiva puja that night, so he asked his friend to do it for him. His friend, however, was a one-pointed devotee of Bhagavan. He did not want to worship any god besides Bhagavan. So despite his friend, the prince's request, he did not agree to perform the Shiva puja. The prince was infuriated by this and ready to kill the Brahmin. My God, what kind of friend is he? Unwilling to die at the hands of the prince, the Brahmin outwardly agreed to the prince's request. Meditating constantly on his worshipful Lord, he arrived at the puja place with the prince and offered arghya on the head of Shiva while uttering a Nṛsiṁha mantra. Yeah. Wow, so he offered arghya on the head of Shiva while uttering a Nṛsiṁha mantra. When he did this, the prince became angry and grabbed his sword to kill the devotee Brahmin. In that moment, Śrī Nṛsiṁha Deva burst from the Shiva linga and appeared, killing the prince and protecting his devotee. To this day, the deity of Linga Spota Nṛsiṁha, presides at this place. Śrī Nṛsiṁha Jai Nṛsiṁha Jai Jai Nṛsiṁha Praladesha Jaya Parma Mukha Parma Bringa. Shri Nṛsiṁha Jai, Nṛsiṁha Jai, Jai Nṛsiṁha. Praladesha Jaya Paramukha Parmamukha Parmabhringa. I thought it was Pada. I think it's supposed to be Pada. No, wait, no, Parmamukha. And then, no, that's correct, actually. That makes sense. Lotus face and the Bhringa. Yeah, never mind. Sorry. I think I've been saying it wrong for a while. All right, so now next thing, we come to the Navadvīp Dhāma Pracāriṇī Sabhā, the 34th annual conference, continued from last issue. My God, this has been going on for like, how many issues now? I think 6 issues. I think this is the 6th issue that we're reading, or maybe 7th issue that we're reading about the Navadvīp Dhāma Pracāriṇī Sabhā. I think it's the 7th. And for those who don't know, the Śrī Navadvīp Dhāma Pracāriṇī Sabhā was Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself was, I'm not sure if he founded it or if he was one of the senior members of it. I don't know the details, but it continued on even during Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's time. And during this time, they gave honor to different devotees and different people who served Mahaprabhu's mission and the mission to preach the glories of Navadvīp Dham throughout the world. So they gave awards every year. They would have, it was a very elaborate festival, and it happened the day after Gaur Purnima every year. And I find it it's very interesting how there is such a culture of gratitude during that time, which I don't think exists as much like it anymore, like it did then. So, okay. This is just a one-day festival, I think. And we've been, or maybe it's more than one day, but we've been reading the description of it for 7 days now, and like 7 issues. So, after this, Shripad Aprakrit Bhakti Saranga Goswami Prabhu, in the context of glorifying the exemplary service endeavors of another brahmachari who is of exemplary dedication to Guru Gauranga, said, "Oh, look, it's my Param Gurudev." He said, so Shripad Aprakrit Bhakti Saranga Goswami Prabhu, who later became Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, he said, "One of Sri Chaitanya Mat's sevaks, Shripad Vinod Bihari Brahmachari Prabhu, has protected the interests of Sri Chaitanya Mat and Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mat via court case proceedings, and has thus taught us that there are many ways in which one can serve Shri Guru Gauranga. Shri Navadvīp Dhāma Pracāriṇī Sabhā extends its heartfelt gratitude to him for this." Vinod Bihari Brahmachari Prabhu refers to that Srila Bhakti Brigyan Keshav Goswami, Srila Prabhupada's Sannyas Guru. After this, Shripad Ananta Vasudev Vidyabhushan B.A. Mahashai expressed sadness over the departure of Dhanvad resident Param Bhagavat Bhattu Vilas Chattopadhyay Mahashai, commenting that the Śrī Dhāma Pracāriṇī Sabhā had lost a leading literary contributor. He proposed that the Sabhā extend its condolences to the mourning family members, a gesture that was accepted unanimously. Shripad Sundarananda Vidyavinod B.A. Mahashai conveyed grief on behalf of the Śrī Dhāma Pracāriṇī for the passing of Murshidabad Kadi's former Zamindar princes, Srimati Krishna Kamini Ghosh Mahashai. She was a highly scholarly lady and had written and published many Vaishnav texts. She demonstrated profuse enthusiasm in preaching pure Vaishnav Dharma. In her absence, the Śrī Dhāma Pracāriṇī Sabhā has lost a distinguished contributor. Tridandi Swami Shripad Bhakti Pradeep Tirtha Maharaj expressed the Śrī Dhāma Pracāriṇī Sabha's acute grief over the passing of one of its members, Kolkata resident Shriyuta Manindra Nath Gosha Mahashai. He had boundless attachment to performing kirtan of Shuddha Nam and preaching Sriman Mahaprabhu's message. After this, the chairman, Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, 1. Glorified the many virtues of Kathak Ravan Shah's College senior professor Shri Yukta Nishikanta Sanyal M.A. Mahashai, describing how he is utilizing his valuable time and intellect tirelessly in the service of Sri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas by publishing articles and essays in the English language to spread the glories of Sriman Mahaprabhu's mercy all over the non-Bengali speaking world and translating Sri Harinam Chintamani and other texts into English. I didn't know he translated Harinam Chintamani. But yeah, you can find lots of his articles in The Harmonist. When the revered chairman proposed Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, when he proposed that the Shri Dham Pracāriṇī Sabhā confer upon him the devotional title of Bhakti Sudhakar, the proposal was accepted to profuse shouts of Jai Dvani. So that was one, now two. Next, he described the ways in which the peerless scholar of Sri Madhva scripture, Srimad Adamar Vittalacharya Dvaita Vedanta Vidvan Mahashaya, who hails from Sriman Madhvacharya's birthplace of Udupi, which is in Sri Parshuram Kshetra in the southern Kannada region, has been devoting his heart and soul to preaching pure devotion by retrieving and publishing nearly lost ancient texts on the pure conclusions of bhakti and dwelling in the various mats in this region. As per the insistent requests of the Shuddha Vedanta Pracāriṇī branch of Shri Navadvīp Dham Pracāriṇī Sabhā, he proposed the conferral of the Vedanta Vachaspati, to which everyone agreed with profuse, excited shouts of Jai. In response, and that Srimad Adamar Vittalacharya Mahodaya, he joins the Navadvīp Parikrama also, didn't he, with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta? And he would speak at a lot of the places in Sanskrit, if I remember correctly. In response, Srimad Adamar Vittalacharya Mahodaya, speaking in clear, pure Sanskrit, expressed profuse humility, saying, the title Vachaspati refers to Narayan, the husband of Saraswati. I have no real qualification to accept this sort of title. In this context, he narrated a story from the Mahabharata. Here's a story in Sanskrit. He narrated the story. One day, Bhagavan's Shaktavesh avatar, Mahamuni Vedavyas, placed a small insect on a throne and made him the monarch of a huge kingdom. Made the small insect the monarch of a huge kingdom. This incident did not speak to any qualification of the insect that the insect had, but to the glory of Vyasadeva. Likewise, this title signifying great honor that has been showered on me today upon the smallest of small insects will only serve to glorify this assembly and the chairman himself, Param Puja Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, who is none different from Bhagavan. I am repeatedly conveying my unworthiness in this regard. May this title that has been placed on my head today be offered at the feet of the foremost of the followers of Sri Bhagavat Purna Pragya Madhvacharya, the foremost of Sampradaya Acharyas. Wow, that's beautiful. So interesting to see how the very wonderful relationship between our Gaudiya Saraswat line, Srila Saraswati Thakur, and this follower of Madhvacharya. I mean, we're also, because lots of Madhva Tattvavadis or whatever, those in the line of Madhvacharya don't accept our line. They don't say that we're in the line of Madhvacharya. They reject that, but that wasn't all of them. It's just some. Okay, after this, Srila Prabhupada proposed that the Sri Dham Pracāriṇī Sabhā confer the title Bhakti Vigraha onto, looks like there's something, onto, and then it says 3, Sri Dham resident Sri Yukta Ishan Chandra Das Adhikari Mahashaya for his wholehearted and constant service to Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas. This was accepted by all with loud, unanimous Jai Dvani for Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari. After that, Sri Yuta Atindranath Bandhopadhyaya, and I think he's the one who made Gaudiya Kantahara. He's the one who compiled that, if I remember correctly. And then Shripad Ananta Vasudev Vidyabhushan B.A., Shri Pranavananda Brahmachari, that's the editor of this magazine, Srila Bhakti-Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, Shripad Jagadananda Brahmachari, Shripad Radha Charan Goswami Bhakti Ratna, Shripad Divya Suri Dasarikari, and other leading singers performed beautiful melodious kirtan, alleviating all the troubles on the hearts and minds of the listeners. Then, to profuse cries of Shishi Guru Gauranga Jai Dvani, the assembly concluded just before midnight. To be continued. Oh my God, it's not even over yet. Wow, and it went on. That's so interesting. It goes on until midnight. But we're going to hear more, I guess, in an eighth issue of this eighth issue. It's going to be describing this Navadvīp Pracāriṇī Sabhā. All right, so now we're continuing Śrī Māyāpura-Pūrṇa-Candrodaya. Continued from the last issue, which seems to be a summary of Śrī Chaitanya Bhagavat. Maybe there's some Chaitanya Charitamrita mixed in also, I don't know. Okay. Śrīvāsa here yet? No. Just seeing if he responded to my message. I wonder what is going on. Nope. Okay. Okay. Śrī Māyāpura-Pūrṇa-Candrodaya. One day, Mahaprabhu was performing Sankirtan at a far-off spot when a large cluster of dark rain clouds gathered in the sky. As soon as the Lord ordered the clouds to disperse, they instantly disappeared. This is why people call that tract of land along the Ganga Megharchara. I've never heard that story before. So I guess this isn't just Chaitanya Bhagavat or Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's all different places. It's getting the history of Mahaprabhu. One day, Mahaprabhu was absorbed in the mood of Baladev and manifested the pastime of dragging Yamuna and began calling out, "Bring me honey liquor, bring me honey liquor." At that time, Chandrasekharacharya, Vanamali Acharya, and other devotees saw a golden mace in the Lord's hands. When Mahaprabhu was preaching the holy name, he first ordered the inhabitants of the town who lived near Śrīvāsa Angan to chant Harinam to the accompaniment of clapping. Gradually, the practice of performing Sankirtan with mridanga and kartals was preached from door to door throughout Navadvīp. Interesting. So it first started with just clapping, and then later on, it was the Sankirtan with mridanga and kartals was preached from door to door throughout Navadvīp. After the coming of what's that word? I've never seen that word before. After the coming of Bhaktiar Kiliji till the time of the military judge Chand Kazi, who was governor of Navadvīp, Hindu culture in Navadvīp had been extremely suppressed. The Hindus never had the courage to chant Bhagavan's name loudly. However, after the appearance of Mahaprabhu, when, on his order, loud Harinam Kirtan began to be performed to the accompaniment of mridanga and kartals, then, one day, the governor of Navadvīp at that time, the Chand Kazi, arrived at Śrī Māyāpur in the evening time at the house of someone who was doing kirtan near Śrīvāsa Angan, and he broke their mridanga. Moreover, he declared that if anyone did kirtan like this in the future, they would be specially punished, their caste ruined, etc. Instilling this fear in everyone, he left. The tract of land where the Chand Kazi broke the townsmen's coal is still famous today in Śrī Māyāpur as Kola Bhangar Danga. When the distressed people of the town told Mahaprabhu about this incident the next day, Mahaprabhu manifested a pastime of being very angry and ordered everyone to perform Sankirtan even more intensely. Knowing that the inhabitants of the town were still fearful of the Kazi, that very day in the evening, Mahaprabhu got together with Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Advaita Prabhu, Sri Haridas Thakur, and other devotees, and invited all the townspeople. They created three different kirtan groups and started performing loud Sankirtan throughout the village. Sorry, let me just fix that. Throughout the town of Navadvīp, and arrived at the Kazi's doorstep. The Kazi was afraid and was hiding inside his home. So Mahaprabhu had people bring him out. and began asking. And I remember at this time in Chaitanya Bhagavat, it was so crazy. They were like breaking the windows, breaking the walls, and like it was like total. It was like really wild. They're ripping that down out the trees, and like it was like really intense. But doing kirtan the whole time. So the Qazi was afraid and was hiding inside his home. So Mahaprabhu had people bring him out and began asking him various questions about the practices of Islamic religion. Upon hearing the Lord's conclusions, the Qazi was speechless and was bound to accept the incompleteness of his own scriptures. The Qazi told the Lord that the day he had broken the mridanga and forbidden the townspeople from performing kirtan, that very night, a man-bodied, lion-faced, fearsome figure jumped onto his chest and started gnashing its teeth, threatening him, saying that he would rip apart Kaji's heart for breaking the mridanga and destroy him along with his whole family. Having described this, the Qazi showed the scratches still on his chest, proving the reality of what he had seen. The Qazi also said that one of the soldiers he had sent to ban the kirtans reported back to the Qazi that a ball of fire had appeared out of nowhere and burnt his beard off, leaving serious burns on his face. I haven't heard that one before. Wow. A ball of fire appeared out of nowhere and burnt his beard off. The Qazi also related that one of his soldiers had an exchange with one of the Hindus saying, "You lot say Hari Hari to address someone named Krishnadas, Ramdas, or Haridas. But Hari Hari means I steal, I steal. It sounds like you are saying Hari Hari because you steal a lot of people's money." So since I joked with him like this, said the soldier to the Qazi, my tongue just says Hari Hari, even though I don't want it to. That's great. The Qazi went on to report that one day after that, several Pashandi Hindus brought complaints to him saying, Nima is ruining Hindu Dharma. Previously, there were certain religious functions that entailed staying up all night to worship Mangal Chandi or Vishahari. But since Nimai came back from Gaya, he has been preaching all kinds of backwards religious ideals. He has been preaching all kinds of backwards religious ideas. They explains that there is loud kirtan with mridanga and kartals going on all the time, so much so that they cannot sleep at night and it is disturbing the peace of the town. Nimai also changed his name is now going by Gaur Hari. This is ruining our Hindu religion. Navadvīp has become depraved. All this has done is increase the audacity of certain lower castes. In Hindu religion, God's name is to be chanted in the minds, but this Nimai is preaching the opposite and is disturbing the peace in Navadvīp. Therefore, since you are the enforcer in our village, you should take care of this. Summon Nimai and expel him from the village. Wow, what horrible people. They're saying that to the Qazi. Hearing the Qazi utter Harinam, Mahaprabhu was pleased with him and touched him, telling him that when he uttered Hari, Krishna, and Narayan, all his inauspiciousness was dispelled. The Qazi also touched Mahaprabhu's feet and prayed for bhakti. When Mahaprabhu requested that there be no more obstruction of Sankirtan in Navadvīp, the Qazi vowed that no one in his family lineage would ever be able to pose any hindrance to Kirtan. I will make my family swear this solemn vow, even today in Śrī Māyāpura-Navadvīp, the Qazi's descendants participate in Krishna Sankirtan during the Śrī Navadvīp Parikrama. They have not the slightest objection to it. Very interesting. Wonder if that still happens. I don't think so, but maybe. One night, Mahaprabhu was performing kirtan at Śrīvāsa Angan when one of Śrīvāsa's sons died. Not wanting to disrupt Mahaprabhu's pleasure or the ras of kirtan, Śrīvāsa vehemently forbade his family members from displaying any sort of grief. He vehemently forbade his family members from displaying any sort of grief. Mahaprabhu danced and performed kirtan till late at night in Śrīvāsa's house. After the kirtan had concluded, Mahaprabhu could tell some tragedy had befallen the household. When Mahaprabhu found out what had happened, he was saddened that they had not told him sooner. He had the child brought before him and had the dead child speak to Śrīvāsa's family members, enlightening them on the truth of reality. These invaluable instructions dissipated the family's grief. The Lord said to Śrīvāsa, the son you had left you, but I and Nityananda are your eternal sons. We will never be able to leave you. A Muslim tailor who lived near Śrīvāsa's house used to sew Śrīvāsa's clothes. When the tailor saw with humble faith Mahaprabhu's dancing, he became captivated, and Mahaprabhu showed that fortunate tailor his swarup. The tailor shouted, I have seen! I have seen! In this way, he went mad with prema and began dancing. Wow. So Mahaprabhu gave the Muslim tailor the vision of his swarup, which he didn't give to, he didn't give very easily, only gave to very few people. Very nice. Okay, so now, Sat Katha, true talk. Haribol Vidilala Sadidi, and Gopal Ghanasham Prabhu, Champak Mataji, Shruti Gauranga Dasi, Indira Mataji, and yeah, everybody, Haribol. Okay. Oh, and Sarveshwari Mataji, sorry, I didn't see. Okay, Sat Katha, true talk. The relationship between the fragmented conscious entity, or jiva, and indivisible consciousness, or Bhagavan, is eternal. The commingling of unconscious objects with those that are conscious is temporary. Khandavastu, fragmented objects, are subservient to those that are akhanda, that are indivisible. Therefore, service to the akhanda vastu, the indivisible reality, is the sole duty of the khanda chetan, the fragmented consciousness. If every jiva remembers this statement and becomes avowedly dedicated to the service of Sri Bhagavan, all of their sufferings will go away. Liberated by service to Bhagavan, the jiva becomes satyakam and satya sankalpa. Then he no longer has to lament that his desires have not been fulfilled. A person suffering from malaria takes a variety of medicines to treat his disease, but without, I don't know what this word is, quinine is a drug made from the bark of a South American tree used in the past to treat a tropical disease, malaria. Interesting. Okay, so person suffering from malaria takes a variety of medicines to treat his disease, but without quinine, the approved medicine to treat malaria, the affliction will not subside. Oh, what? How do you say it?
Quinine.
Quinine. Okay, quinine.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. So
that's all they have for the treatment of malaria. When the first of all Western devotees, we went to India.
Oh, wow.
Very famous medicine.
Okay, so without quinine, right? Quinine, the approved medicine to treat malaria, the affliction will not subside. Likewise, one who's contracted the disease of material existence contrives various means to free himself of his affliction, but none of them are successful. The only medicine for the disease of material existence is Harinam. Though quinine is bitter to taste, it is most beneficial. Likewise, Harinam and Harikatha may seem bitter to the materially afflicted, but they are supremely beneficial. The only medicine to treat the disease of material existence is Sri Harinam. It is to be taken in all states of existence, liberated, seeking liberation, and unliberated. When there is an excess of pitta, even mishri, sugar candy, tastes bitter to the tongue. But this mishri is also the patient's only medicine. The tongue that is scorched by the pitta of ignorance does not like Sri Harinam. But Harinam is its only medicine. Only if one carefully takes the medicine every day will the pitta subside. And the more the pitta of ignorance subsides, the sweeter Harinam will seem. Jai. All right, so now we come to the last section. I hope there aren't anything as disturbing as the last news. That was, I couldn't stop thinking about that for days. That was horrible. Anyways, let's see. Fire incident. I'm just looking ahead. Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything as bad as last time. Yeah. Yeah, okay. You can still listen to this and not get bad dreams tonight. I mean, yeah. Okay. Nanakata. So this is a local news. The Nadia District Board Road that is being built from Hularghat on the other side of the Ganga from Navadvīp town up to Śrī Māyāpura, Śrī Mandir, marks where the Ganga used to flow during Sriman Mahaprabhu's time. Even today, one can see the ancient womb or riverbed of the Ganga. There is a bridge being built there now. During the rainy season, this ancient Ganga riverbed is very difficult for vehicles to cross. One of the Sada Bridge Hooghly builders, an expert in the industry, Shri Yukta Manmatanath Mitra Mahashai, has taken responsibility for this project and is personally overseeing its progress. The work has progressed a great deal. I wonder if that's the bridge that's right next to me, the Gauranga Setu. That's like, to get to my place, you have to go, you go past this bridge, like under this bridge, over the Ganga. Because I don't know of any other bridges over the Ganga. That's okay. Most of the pilgrims who came for the festival in Śrī Māyāpura have, one by one, left. Now there are very few pilgrims remaining. This time, with the enormity of the festivals, many had anticipated many health-related issues, like sunstroke, etc., because of the lack of rain this year. However, by the mercy of Bhagavan, there was no spike in the number of such afflictions. Okay, so that was the local news. Now here is the, what do you say? The national news, right? Indian news. Last Sunday, the students of City College gathered in an assembly over the conflicts that occurred last Saraswati Puja, and it decided that they will all together leave the college and appeal altogether for transfer certificates. Besides this, they will also request the university's vice-chancellor and the syndicate for fair treatment. Oh yeah, what was it saying in the previous issue about the strikes that the students would had? I can't remember. Anyways, yeah, that's the conclusion. That's where they are at now. And now there's all sorts of student strikes going on in America also. What was that, Shubhanandru?
Yes, it was about some Muslim students and Sanatan, Hindu students. They had some battle in college regarding Saraswati Pujan, and some professor name was also mentioned regarding this.
Yeah. And then Śrīvāsa was mentioning how the British would sometimes hire people, like they would get people to go and create disturbance so that there would be fights between the Muslims and Hindus. So they can like try to destroy each other. So they'd have like people infiltrate their groups and pretend to be one of them, and then like start causing all this commotion, like try to, yeah. And he said that we'll find that out in some issues, I think, of Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa, if I remember correctly. Ramachandra Ghosh, Rostam Ali, and others have been arrested in connection to the theft of insured packages from the Sirajganj Bazaar post office because they were found to have been bribed. Okay, in Hili, Bogura, on the 5th and 6th of March, 3 separate gatherings were held. The Hindu Yuvak Sanmelan, so the young Hindus meeting gathering, the Hindu Mahasanmilani, and the Gauranga Sanmelan. Many people were in attendance. Interesting. Okay. I guess this is the program. This is what that happened in the program, I guess. I don't know. 1. Prayers for the soul of Swami Shraddhananda. 2. Prayers for the soul of Keshavananda. 3. Heartfelt thanks to the new converts to Hindu religion. Interesting. 4. Propagation of Hinduism. 5. Grief over the death of Lord Singh. 6. Entry rights for all classes in Hindu places of worship. That's interesting. They're discussing entry rights for all classes in Hindu places of worship. That was going on back then. 7. Reinstatement of fallen women in Hindu society. And 8. That's nice. So yeah, and then 8. Discussion on the preservation of customs and traditions in Hinduism. These and other topics were discussed at the assembly that took place in Hilli. Last Saturday, fires broke out in 7 places in Kolkata and surrounding areas. Reports of fires have also been received from various places in the surrounding suburbs. Without rain, there is no relief from the fires. Another 26 committees in Burma's Karawadi district have declared the actions of the governor and his associates as not in accordance with the law. Oh yeah, during that time, what was it? In Burma, there was like huge, I forgot. Anyways, that was a really, I don't know enough to speak of that. But reports from Rio de Janeiro, sorry if I said that wrong, state that over 200 people have died in the Santos accident. At the Indian Administrative Council, Shriyuta Satyendra, yes.
That was in Brazil.
Yeah, in Brazil, yeah.
The city of Brazil.
Yes.
Famous.
Isn't that like the capital city or something?
Yeah, Rio de Janeiro. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting why it has Brazil news in the middle of the Indian section.
Yeah, international news, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's in the middle of India, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We're still in India. Yeah, it's interesting. At the Indian Administrative Council, Shriyuta Satyendra Chandra Mitra has asked several questions of the National Secretary about a man named Mr. Akbar, who is accused of conspiracy. The inquiry revealed that the recommendations given by the jail management were rejected, which resulted in adverse consequences for the offender. Next, Shuddhi, purificatory rites, are becoming the main cause of religious tensions. Because of Shuddhi, Hindu society, which was in decline, is increasing in population. This leaves other religious traditions and groups noting a decline in their own population, which they cannot be pleased with. Interesting. Now, next, Miss Miller's Shuddhi, or purification, will happen on the banks of the Godavari near Nashik. Some rituals were performed yesterday. The Shuddhi Sabhā, or assembly, will be convened in a huge pavilion in Nashik.
Very cool, Prabhu.
That's where you are, right? Shubhanadaru? You're in Nashik.
Yes. It's from our my hometown.
Wow. Your
Cool.
hometown. Very interesting. So the Shuddhi Sabhā assembly will be convened in a huge pavilion in Shubhananda's hometown. Many Europeans have purchased tickets to enter the event. The proceedings are all being filmed. Interesting that it has many Europeans going for this Shuddhi Sabhā. Okay, next. The Royal Court of Indore has classified the marriage of Miss Miller as a private affair. 50,000 people have been invited to this wedding, which will take place in April. That doesn't sound very private to me. 50,000 people. Okay. The author of Mother India, Miss Mayo, has become active in opposition of American immigrant Yogi Yogananda. Many are anticipating attacks on Hindu religion in her writings. Huh, interesting. So she opposed Yogananda. Last Friday, in the afternoon, a motor car carrying 17 members of a marriage party collided with a huge tree in Barakpur. The accident left 2 dead and 10 injured. Okay, we're almost at the end. Just half a page. Okay, 2 people have been acquitted in the body soul murder case. 5 have been sent to the island Kalapani prison. Wait, did I skip something? No? Anyways. Okay. In the hilly religious gathering, Maharaj Shashikant's statements are not agreeable to us in every respect. He said that Ramanuja and other propagators of religion have tried to suppress the thirst for knowledge and the advancement of knowledge. The Ramanuja philosophy of Vishishtadvaita represents a highly elevated state of knowledge. Nowadays, preachers express various opinions driven by personal beliefs that speak only to their lack of entry into proper understanding. We cannot agree that Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda, through their teachings of sacrifice and service, contributed significantly to the nation's progress, while during the era of Ramanuja, a decline began. No, we cannot agree to that. In Meerut, the holy festival was celebrated by collecting a heap of various foreign goods and other items in the ice house and burning them to ashes. Ice house, interesting. That's very interesting. I do not understand this at all.
It's a protest. Yeah, it caught me off guard. It's like protesting the European heap of various foreign goods. So at that time, yeah, me too.
Like Gandhi's movement, right? Yeah, okay.
Right. We're in the midst of it, about to,
yes,
be in the independent Indian.
Okay.
Boycott.
Yes. Boycott all foreign goods. Great, good for them. A person named Mahesh Kaha, I don't know how you say his last name, but after receiving punishment 38 times, has been ordered to serve a rigorous imprisonment of 2 years for committing the crime of pickpocketing again. 38 times, that's a lot, that's many times. It's a kleptomaniac. No, is that what it's called? Kleptomaniac? Yeah, I think so. Outside Lahore station, a crowd of 5,000 people marched with black flags in hands to boycott the Simon Commission. However, inside the station, there were 200 people receiving the members of Simon Commission with garlands, etc. Traitors. I mean, the people who are receiving the members of Simon Commission with garlands. Okay. Mr. S.A. Das will be on a 4-month leave. And in his absence, Judge D.F. Molla of the Bombay High Court will handle his duties. In Patuakhali, the arrests have not yet been concluded. The police have detained several young men, and although key figures of the Satyagraha movement are missing, the activism is still ongoing. Great. What year did this come out? When was India's independence? What year is India's independence?
47.
Okay, 47. Oh, wow. So, and this is like 1930, what? I forgot what
It's before Bhaktisiddhanta's departure, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is, I think, 1938.
30.
32.
Oh, this
article. Where is it? Did I write it down here? No, I didn't. Anyways, I can look at what issue it is. I think it's like 1932 or 1938. Those are the numbers that are in my head.
Yeah.
1932, I think. Anyways.
I thought it was. I thought when you started.
Let's just look really quick. and then we'll read the fire incidents. Where is it? It is 9. Oh, shoot, doesn't have the thing. Anyways, it's in the video description if anybody wants to see. Okay, fire incidents. Last Saturday in Kolkata, fires broke out in 7 different places. A home in Bhatyatarar, Howrah, on Nṛsiṁha Lane caught fire around 1:19 in the afternoon. The fire brigade quickly subsided that fire. At 2:30, 2 haystacks on Shalkia Benares Road caught fire. 2 fire brigades were spraying water on it till 6 p.m. and were able to put out the fire. The flames of this fire could be seen from very far away. A fire brigade remained stationed there throughout the night. Just after 4 p.m., another fire broke out in a house on Hazra Road. The fire engines quickly brought it under control. The fire near Dilkush Road, close to the Park Circus, was also put out easily. There was a fire at the intersection of Sukia Street and Cornwallis Street as well. In front of the General Police Office, a tram caught fire, and near Victoria Memorial, a motor vehicle also caught fire. Both fires were quickly extinguished. Afghan Amir in London. Last Tuesday, there was a grand reception in London for the arrival of the Afghan Emir. The Emir and his wife came by sea from Calais to Dover. The King and Queen will be at the Victoria Station in London with other dignitaries to welcome them. The Emir will be felicitated. What is that? Felicitated. Sorry, with a civic reception at St. James Palace. On March 19, the Emir will travel by motor to Portsmouth from London and then sail to Southampton by submarine.
Yeah,
by submarine. Interesting.
So felicitated is probably Old English, becomes like congratulations.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, to congratulate. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so that is our reading for today. That's just one day. This is the daily magazine, right? So every day there's so much. It's amazing how.
Thank God for the news are not as bad.
Yes. Oh my God! Last time was so disturbing.
Oh, 20 dacoits and the rest of whatever they did. Oh, so horrible.
No, what they did to the poor little girl.
The girl and the mother, they perished.
The little girl and the mother, and they perished. Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I'm just seeing Devananda's comment. A society that is fond of carelessness. That sounds like the current society we live in. Yes. All right, so I'll do a short kirtan and then we'll end our session for today. 1 second, let me get the... Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki Jai. I'm going to do a short Jaitwani. Jai Shri Guru Dev ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Guru Dev ki Jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai, Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopikan ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Devi ki Jai, Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki Jai, Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. The periodicals of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai, the periodicals of all of his followers ki Jai, Shri Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa ki Jai, the editor of Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Is today anything special? Let me just look at the calendar. Oh, and today is Srila Bhakti Vilasa Gopasta Nemi Maharaj ki Jai, disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tadiya Shubha Tirabhav Titi ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Go Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavascha Krishna Bhakti Padadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams. Haribo. Let's see all who's there. One second, let me just open this up. Haribo Sarveshwari Mataji. Madhavendra Puri Prabhu, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarini Mataji, Gerald, Krishnamaya Didi, Shri Devi Didi, Champak Mataji, Shruti Goranga Didi, Indira Mataji, Shubhananda Prabhu, Archan Didi, and Amit Dandekar, Suman Shil, Vidyalala Sadidi, and everybody else who's watching on YouTube and Facebook. Dandavat pranams. Sorry, you only had me this time. I don't know where Śrīvāsa was. Anyhow, hopefully next Sunday Śrīvāsa will join us. And all right, that's all for today. Does anybody have anything they want to mention from anything that we read? If not, then I'll just end the video now. But all right, so we'll end here. See you all either this evening if you join our daily recitations of the Sharanagati Kirtans. Otherwise, I'll see you all tomorrow morning for Bhakti Vinod Giti Dhara. We'll go through the second song of the first section. I think it's Vidyara Vilase Katainukad. Right.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Archana Didi. Hare Krishna. Hare